Come on, let's go. I know it's been a while, people. Massive day. Oh my goodness. I love this game. Now let's welcome everybody to the show. This is a Dawn in the building. A lot has been going on in the World Cup. There's a lot going on right now in the World Cup. Brazil out. They're on their way tomorrow. Oh, people, what is going on? Brazil of all Brazil. I can't believe it. Come on, people, smash the like on the video. They done in the building. Welcome to this show, Friday show. It's all about World Cup special. Yes, they done in the building. Please smash the like on the video. I don't want to waste time. The second game is about to go down. I'm not here alone. I have the ISTV, Robbie in the building. Your media also want to say something. The topic for today is all about Cameroon. It's all about, I almost said Cameroon. No, hell no. Cameroon's at home sitting down pretty well like me. We're talking about Morocco at the moment. People! Oh, my massive, man. Hey, what's going on? Tell me something. Brazil is out. Are you there with me, Shaye? Brazil
Yes, I am. Very, very surprising result. I must admit, I didn't see this coming. And after Neymar scored that really amazing first goal for Brazil, I thought that was the game, because up until that moment, Croatia had not managed a shot on target. So I just assumed that Brazil would see it out. But I feel after they went ahead, they more or less panicked. They ceded control to Croatia. They stopped doing the right things. They stopped holding on to possession, and then they allowed a bit of pressure from the Croatians, and they got a counter attack where Brazil's defense looked a bit all over the place, and then there was a lucky deflection. But then for Croatia, that was a fortunate one. So Alisson was already going one way, so he couldn't move in time to stop the effort. And really crazy scenes. And then we saw the penalties where Livakovic, who was the hero against Japan on Monday, he came up trumps again, saving Rodrigo's penalty. And I think from that moment on, Brazil panicked even more, and they were playing catch up, and obviously they needed to keep scoring. And I think Croatia took really amazing penalties. The first penalties were down the middle, and then the ones that Alisson even tried to save, it was in the corner. So I don't think Brazil had a chance in the shootout. And it seems Croatia tends to play for these penalties, because I think in the majority of their knockout games at the World Cup, they tend to play really long, extended matches. So I predicted this, so I wasn't surprised it lasted 120 minutes. But I thought after Brazil scored, they were going to see it out, but they just couldn't. And to be fair, Croatia deserved to go through for fighting so hard throughout the 120 minutes and the penalties as well.
All right, that's Cheyomi Odiora speaking there. Thank you so much, Cheye. Robbie, what's going on? Robbie, tell me something. Can you see what I'm seeing? I can't see very well, Brazil. I can't see very well. Tell me whether...
Okay, let me make it clear for you. Brazil are officially out of the Qatar 2022 World Cup. First and foremost, let's say kudos to Croatia. Croatia did a massive job this evening. I was on a program this afternoon, and of course, I had to break down the expectations of Croatia coming into this game. But first and foremost, this is the first quarterfinal match that we just witnessed. The second game is set to come up. That is between Argentina and the Netherlands. And of course, a lot right now, everybody's emotions, a lot of tensions in the air are touching what is going to happen in this particular game. And just like I said on the show, that this World Cup is a World Cup we have never seen its type before. And I have pointed out something, that Asia always has something special for Africa. So I would want to tread carefully in that game between Portugal and Morocco. Morocco might win that game, because there's just something special about Asia when an African nation, or when African nations are participating in Asia. Go and check, even Nigeria, go and check the trophies African teams have won. They tend to win them when they are hosted by African countries. Coming back to the game between Croatia and Brazil, just like Sheye rightly said, for me personally, I actually thought Neymar had won that game. And one of my tweets was that Neymar just gave us the most memorable moment of this World Cup so far, with that beautiful combination and that expert finish. He didn't play the ball on the ground. He roofed that ball because he was anticipating that the defender might block the ball if he plays it on the ground. And of course, we all thought at this point in time, Croatia were dead and buried. And up stepped Croatia with their never say die attitude. And I told somebody that if this game goes to penalty, I would stake all my certificates on Croatia winning. And we saw it. Livakovic saved the first penalty, and there is no other way to send the right signals to your teammates that guys, this team is there for the taking. And of course, the Croatian players did not disappoint. Just like Sheye rightly said, the first two kicks were down the middle. The second kicks were precise and they were deliberate. They knew Alisson was going to move, so they had to be deliberate about how they were actually going to place the ball, and they did just that. So for me, this is the best World Cup so far, if you ask me. I didn't watch the 1986 World Cup. I did not watch the 1990 World Cup. I started watching World Cup from 1994. From 1994 till now, this for me is the best World Cup so far.
Massive. I love this. Once again, thank you, Robbie. I'm going to bring Kunle in. Kunle, what is going on Yoshodi? What is going on? Tell me something. Kunle, are you there? I think I can hear him at the moment. Kunle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, boss. Good evening.
Oh, tell me something. What's going on, bro?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks.
Are you aware Brazil are out?
I think it was always expected. Because,
are you kidding me, Kunle?
Yeah, like I put it on Twitter there that I wasn't with the way the first half was going. I think you could tell that this game was going that way because Croatia were going to
Brazil Balanso. We are talking about Brazil.
Brazil in Nisa, they just have names. You cannot be doing showboating, Jogo Benito. Croatia is not South Korea, sir. You saw how they were matching how Croatia matched Brazil in the midfield. I mean, look at what Luka Modric was doing, Papa 37. I mean, no, Croatia is not a team. Croatia is not a team you mess up. This is a team that, let us not forget, reached the final in 2018. And don't forget that they did the same thing that they are doing now. They know how to slow these teams down. They know how to slow. They are not going to give you that space. You saw how they were everywhere. Once there's a Brazilian player with the ball, there's already a Croatian player. They were everywhere. They covered Brazil. They covered them. So I told people that, look, this game is going to be a tactical one. This is not going to be one of those games where Brazil will have all the space in the world to do all the tricks, to do all the raising. You know how Richarlison or Neymar or Vinicius will raise the ball and do all those tricks like like as if we are playing street football. World Cup Malele, this is not, you understand? This is World Cup quarterfinal. So, but you see, the problem is people always get caught up in the how do I want to put it? They get caught up in, oh, it's Brazil, they have the star players, 5-time champions and all those things. But we all know that when it comes down to the real business of things, all these things won't really matter. It is how you approach it is how you respond to what your opponent is doing. And Brazil had no answer to, they had no answer to what Croatia was doing. And, although when Neymar scored, I expected that, maybe he would be dead and buried, but you could see that Brazil didn't even look serious. And an opportunity presented itself to Croatia and boom. And I mean, when it got to penalties, we knew that, what's his name? The goalkeeper's name again. We knew that. And
Livakovic.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Livakovic. No, we can't get him, please. He's like a De Gea. He only knows how to make saves. He's not good with the ball at his feet. So we can't take him, please. We need more progressive.
You have started with that narrative again. What is the job of a goalkeeper? Save with your hands and not with your feet. That is what the primary job of a goalkeeper is.
Yes, but in
it's not like you saying. It's not like you saying that. It's not like you saying. It's not like you saying that. It's not like you saying that you want a defender to be scoring 10 plus or 20 plus goals in a season. Why will a defender score you 10 plus goals in a season? Why?
No, but
so if you cannot place,
even in the
I will not agree with you on this one. If you cannot place the same demand on a goalkeeper, if you cannot place the same demand on a defender, then you should not place that same demand on a goalkeeper. The primary job of a defender is to defend. So let the defender do his job. Let the goalkeeper do his job.
Hey, but it can't be. But that is not going to be. If you are doing that, it is going to. You know that there is a particular way teams play these days. There is a structured way, and it involves everyone being able to pass the ball efficiently. And it starts from the goalkeeper. And if you can't do that, if you can't make those simple passes, even when you are under pressure.
Did he make any mistake in this game, Kole? Did he make any mistake in the game played previously? Did Livakovic make any mistake in the last game that was played and in this game? Let's be honest here. The so-called Alisson that can play the ball with his feet. Now. The so-called Alisson that could play the ball with his feet or is an expert ball-playing goalkeeper. What did he do?
Nothing. He wasn't really tested. He wasn't really tested.
He wasn't tested. The penalties were not tested, Abi. They were examined. Continue.
No. I'm talking about 120 minutes. He wasn't really. No, come on. Penalties are not.
All right, guys. Let's. Mole, thank you so much. Let's talk about this topic for today. Can Morocco actually break the quarterfinal jinx? I'm going to start with you, Sheye. Before the second match is about to start in a couple of minutes. Sheye, can you actually talk about Morocco? Is there any chance for Africa at all at this moment? That's the only country we have now in the whole continent that is representing us. What do you think of the chances of Morocco at this game? Now, Sheye, talk to me.
Well, I've been rather impressed with what they've done so far. I think they've outdone expectations, because if you remember, Walid Regragui took charge in late August. He didn't have his first friendly games until middle of September, so he has barely had time with these players. He has been with them for about 2 months or thereabouts. So for them to have actually matched Africa's best three sides in this competition has actually been pretty impressive, and they've done it by being really, really strong defensively. I think that's going to be the bedrock of what they've actually done. They've not considered to an opposition goal so far. The only goal they've actually let was an own goal against Canada. They've also had the likes of Hakim Ziyech, delivering the goods further forward, the likes of Boufal, who tends to be a player who at times can drift away in games, but he has applied himself pretty well at the World Cup. I know he doesn't play 90 minutes, but I think he tends to play around the 65 or 70 minutes per game. So their players have actually applied themselves really well. They've had a really solid back four with Ashraf Hakimi being the standouts in that team. They've also had Igad and Saiz at centre back, and they've had Mazraoui at left back. Yeah. They've all played really well so far at this World Cup. But I feel regarding the jinx, the African jinx, I have my doubts, because if you notice Walid Regragui's starting lineup so far at the World Cup, he has largely stuck to the same 11. He has barely rotated. They've only made one change to their starting lineup for outfield players. I know they were forced into making that switch at the death against Belgium, where Yasin Bono had to withdraw. But I just feel they've stuck to the same 11 since the start of the competition, and I just feel they are walking one day. Really, because if you had seen the game against Spain, their two centre backs were injured. Even Igad had to be subbed. I think in the 81st minute he had to be withdrawn. Roman Saiz seemed to be playing on one leg because he had injured his hamstring. Mazraoui and Hakimi have been carrying knocks at the competition, and if you noticed, if you saw Sofiane Amrabat's post-match interview, he actually said it was up to 3 a.m. before the game because he had to get injections. He had to get injections for to just kill the pain, kill the pain in his back to be able to play against Spain. So they had several injuries. Hakim Ziyech around the hour mark against Spain, he seemed to be out on his feet. He couldn't run anymore, but he just persisted and he persevered. So I don't think they have enough left in the tank. Even their coach admitted in today's press conference that his team are tired, but they'll have the fans behind them. I don't think they have enough in the tank. Of course, that it remains to be seen if they would still be able to show the same desire and determination, and then a tactical organization to actually limit Portugal. A Portuguese side that I don't think they more or less had it easy against Switzerland. From the hour mark against the Swiss, they were able to rest players and just make it more or less a training session. So I think Portugal are obviously fresher, and I don't think playing 120 minutes against Spain will has helped Morocco's cause. So I think they are facing a losing battle. So I don't think they will bring the jinx, but obviously it's just them to prove me wrong.
Well, thank you, Shaye. For me, I think this is the time we have to get this thing right now. Africa, we have to get this thing right now. I mean, we can't be stopping at quarterfinal every time. Quarterfinal. I'm coming to you, Robbie, at this moment. I mean, when we are talking about jinx, I mean, we should be able to grind this thing and make sure we can do it. I'm talking about Portugal versus Morocco. Robbie, talk to me. Can we actually do this? Can Morocco do this for me, for crying out loud?
Okay, let me massage Sheye's ego a little bit. Let me say that on paper, it looks almost impossible. On paper, it looks almost impossible. But
yeah.
The one thing I will actually stick to at this World Cup is the fact that this World Cup, like no other that we have seen so far, just told us that nothing is impossible.
Yes. Absolutely nothing impossible. Robbie, I lost you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me now? Yes, I can.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Okay.
All right,
I can say that maybe very few people in the world, as of when Croatia were losing up till about maybe 115th or 116th minute, very few people believed that Croatia were going to come into that game. Very few people. So I would say that very few people also are giving Morocco that chance against Portugal. Yes, everybody expects Portugal to beat Morocco, and if it happens on that day, there will be no surprises at all. Nobody will be disappointed, and so on and so forth. But the truth is, there's just something different about this particular World Cup. Who knows? In that game, a key player or two key players for Portugal might get injured. Who knows? A card might change the complexity of the game. Who knows? A key decision in that game. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm a little bit scared about the match tomorrow. I'm serious.
Okay, like I said, who knows? A key decision from the referee, from the VAR, might change the complexity of that game. There are a lot of external factors that can affect that match. So I will not look at that game as straightforward as it looks like on paper. That is why I said, at this point in time, I really don't know what to believe about this World Cup. I don't know what to believe. Who knows? We might even see a Morocco-Croatia finals. Who knows? We might see a Croatia-England finals. Who knows? We might even see a repeat of 2018 finals. Nobody knows what to expect right now. Nobody knows what to think right now. So, if can Morocco break that jinx? I don't know. They might, they might not. But as it is, I will not put it past them to do Africa proud for the first time in our history. And let's not forget the fact there is a report, I don't know how true it is, that should Morocco qualify for the semi-finals, Africa's spot for the next World Cup possibly might be increased. That is the report that we have as it is.
That would be massive.
So how true it is, how false it is, we don't know. So it is still something we are still trying to ascertain as it is. If Morocco qualifies for the semi-finals, Africa's slot will jump from 5 to 9 and possibly even an extra 2 to make it 11. So that is just what is at stake as it is. That is just my humble submission.
All right, Robbie. I have Okwe Adebari standing out all the way from UK. Is ready. But before I bring in Okwe, Kunle, are you there, Kunle?
Yes, sir.
Yes. It's tomorrow is the match. Morocco is going to. What do you think Morocco should do at this moment? At least Africa. We need Africa in that semi-final. What do you think Morocco should do?
What Morocco needs to do first and foremost is they need to ensure that they do not overrate. Like, they shouldn't overrate Portugal. Like, maybe because, try to see them as very superior. That, and
that it kills Africa.
Like,
it kills us.
Yes, we do, because I think it showed. Because I think that showed when Senegal played England. They gave England too much respect. Because I actually felt that Senegal could actually match England. You understand? I actually felt that. But at the end of the day, we saw what happened. So I hope Morocco wouldn't do that to Portugal. If they do that, the game could be over in the first half, like we saw against Senegal. But if they can, I'm not saying that they shouldn't respect them, but don't make it look like, because when you do that, it's going to kind of create this fear. It's going to bring fear, and then they will now be able to play their game. I mean, try to do it like you did against Spain. Portugal, I know Portugal have talented players across board, but I think Morocco have players that can match them. We've seen what the likes of Amrabat can do. We've seen how Hakim Ziyech has become, everybody remembers now that Hakim Ziyech is a good player. We've seen what Sofiane Boufal can do. We've seen what Roman Saiz is doing at the center. We've seen what Yacine Bonu is doing. So they actually have players who can match the Portuguese and give them tough time. But all they need to do is to ensure that they don't overrate the Portuguese, thinking like they have to give them so much respect and then they lose it when they play. They shouldn't do that, please. We have a quarterfinal. We have a semi-final to think about. Africa has a semi-final to plan and potentially a final. So please, they should not overrate. They should not overrate Portuguese.
All right. Yes, Okwe Adebari, all the way from UK. Can you hear me, Okwe? You're welcome.
Loud and clear, Don.
Fantastic. Let's do this.
Everyone on the show.
You are welcome. Now, this is the time. Okwe, I'm sorry. Don't greet me yet. Croatians, they've done it. Now, all focus is for tomorrow's game. I'm talking about Morocco. What can we do? What can Morocco do to grind this? At least give them a tough time. What do you think Morocco should do?
They should do the same thing they did against Spain. They played fantastically well. They had their best 11 on the pitch, and it was clear that they had a game plan. I love the fact that the coach still gave license to Ziyech and Sofiane Boufal to still be expressive, to run at the opposing defenders and try and create chances. The only player who I feel needs to step up a bit for me has to be Youssef and Nesri. I think he needs to take advantage more of the open spaces he would find within the Portuguese defense, because we know that Portuguese defense is quite porous. It's not at its best. And I'm not really sure that Fernando Santos, the Portuguese coach, I don't think he has his best centre-back pairing so far. I mean, since the second game, we've seen the centre-back pairing of Pepe and Ruben Diaz. However, I still don't think that is Portugal's best centre-back pairing, because they both complement each other, but they've got similar, should I say, red flags, when it comes to sometimes ball watching and then not carrying their co-defenders along. That's the reason why Portugal has conceded 5 goals thus far in this World Cup. So Morocco has the chance. Their forward line is going to do a lot for them. We know that they are solid from the midfield and the defense. We've got a fantastic man in Sofiane Amrabat, who has been in good form. For me, he has been someone to look at since he joined Fiorentina in 2020. He has been consistent with his performances. Now he's putting it on the world stage. Everyone is going to see him. And then you've got Nazar Mazraoui, who was bought by Bayern Munich. Now everybody understands what the Germans saw in him. And obviously, I can't speak enough of Achraf Hakimi. Has been fantastic so far. And they are fantastic shot stopper in Bono. If you follow Africa,
I love that. I love that.
You will be very much aware of Bono, the Moroccan goalkeeper. So if it goes to penalties, I take Morocco to win. However, I believe Morocco has what it takes to win the game within 90 minutes.
Within 90 minutes. Well,
God bless you, my brother. God bless you, my brother. Up Morocco.
Yes.
Up Morocco. Yes. People, wherever you're watching from, you can join us. I think I dropped the link, but because of our time, anyways, the second game is going to happen. That's I think it's Netherlands and Argentina. Am I right, Robbie? Yes.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah, going into this game, let's quickly talk about this next game. Netherlands, Argentina. Kunle, Messi is facing this guy.
Yes, boss.
This game, what do you want to talk about this game before we go into this game? Is there anyone
I think this is a game that could go anyway. I think you could say probably maybe on paper, Argentina seem to have the better players. If you'd ask me, I think they have the better players. I think because Argentina seem to have players who are much older. Let me say, mid 20s upwards.
Yeah.
While the Netherlands have players maybe 25 and below. So the Netherlands have a very young squad, but that is where I think Argentina should be very, because younger players are much more are hungrier. You mentioned Cody Gakpo now, and you see how that guy is doing. I mean, he's someone who every time he's linked with Manchester United, the moment he scores a goal or he performs. So I think it could go either way.
All right.
It could go either way. But am I to make a prediction or?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. But for me though, if I am to make my prediction, I don't know. Now this is not me hating, because I know Shaya can come and say maybe I am hating, or maybe Mark,
Shaya,
who's probably listening. Yeah, or maybe Mark, who is probably listening. They would tell me, they could say that I'm hating that Argentina, but I actually think the Netherlands might actually thump Argentina. It's going to be a very close contest, because let's not forget that it's Louis van Gaal who is the manager of the Netherlands, not some Frank de Boer or Ronald Koeman or something. This is the man who has been part of. But I'm not coming back. I am not coming back. I'm not coming back. Let me. So this is Louis van Gaal, right? Who has been manager. This is the third time he's going to be manager. And let's not forget that he led the Netherlands to third place in 2014. And this is the last time he's going to manage. He's going to leave after the World Cup, because he has prostate cancer to treat. So maybe there could be extra motivation for the Dutch to do something. I'm not trying to say that there is no motivation on the side of Argentina, but I don't know. I just have that feeling that the Netherlands have what it takes to match Argentina, and they'll come out victorious within 90 minutes. I don't see extra time. I feel that they are attacking here, because I think the Netherlands are more attack. I feel the Netherlands will be more attacking than I feel the Argentines will probably be more they will be more proactive. They will be more on the defensive side. They won't really come out. So I feel that will probably give the Netherlands more opportunities to move forward. And with someone like Gakpo, what's going to happen. But let's see how it goes. But that's what I think.
All right, Kunle, thank you so much. Let's go back straight to before we wrap up the show, because of the next game. What's your score prediction for tomorrow? I'm talking about Portugal versus Morocco. Sheye, what's your score prediction?
Well, going by my analysis earlier, I feel this is destined for a Portugal win. So I'm going to stick by what I said earlier. I don't think Morocco have enough left in the tank to go through another 90 minutes playing at the same intensity, at the same level. So I feel Portugal will win this.
All right. Do you agree with that, Okwe Adibari? They said I mean, what's your take on this? What's your score prediction?
So first
Can
of
we
all,
actually break this? Go ahead.
it is possible for Morocco to break the jinx. Good luck is on the side of Morocco. And I would like to remind everyone here and everyone listening that, the only other African team to have topped their group at the World Cup was Nigeria, right? And then Morocco has done the same this year. And I believe Morocco has a well-rounded, technically gifted team, meaning they've got special players in every area of the field. They can do it. However, Fernando Santos has woken up a bit. I say that because he was bold enough to drop Cristiano Ronaldo in the round of 16 game. We saw.
Okay, you won't start with this Ronaldo.
No,
I will fight you.
It's the truth because when you look at the crop of players that Portugal has going forward, when you look at the talent, I believe he has finally found a well-balanced team. If you ask me, in the first game he did not start William Carvalho. We saw how porous they were against Ghana, letting in 2 goals. Immediately he brought him in. William Carvalho brought a lot of calm into the team. There was now a balance because he helps in defending and in the transition from defense to attack. So you have that general in midfield, and then you have someone like Bernardo Silva who is given the license to go forward and pull the strings. Now, with the inclusion of Gonzalo Ramos as a top 9, we now saw Joao Felix in a more relaxed position as well. Yes. You saw the way Joao Felix and Bernardo Silva were then pulling the strings for Portugal, and it was so difficult for the opposition to get a hold of them because they keep switching positions, they know where each other are, and then we've now got an out-and-out striker in Gonzalo Ramos who just stomped in a hat-trick. So they are going to be very, very dangerous against Morocco. It's going to be a difficult game. If I'm going for a score prediction, wow, I think Morocco will win on penalties, 3-2.
Wow, do you agree with that, Robbie? Morocco winning tomorrow. Do you agree with that, Robbie? Robbie,
like I said, as it is, it's possible. At this point in time, for me personally, I really don't know about anyone, and I don't know which World Cups people have been. Well, let me just say, for me, I would stick with Okwe on this one. It's very possible for Morocco to win. They have the talent, they have the firepower to beat Portugal. No 2 matches or no 2 games are the same. Yes, Portugal has pace, a lot of pace, and of course, Morocco are a well-disciplined side that can actually nullify that pace. And just like what I said, that was towards the first half of this game that we just witnessed, that the kind of pace Brazil played against South Korea with, Croatia, their first assignment when they faced Brazil was they killed that pace. Yes. There was no Brazilian player that was running left, right, and center. And of course, the other player, the player that probably or possibly was running was Anthony when he was introduced into the game. But for the duration of 90 minutes, no Brazilian player had that freedom to be running left, right, and center. And the only time that pace was injected into that game was what resulted in that goal that Brazil scored. So that is to tell you that Croatia played that game on their own terms, and they also won on their own terms. So for Morocco as well, if they can nullify the pace of Portugal, I believe they stand a chance tomorrow. So I will also tip Morocco to win tomorrow as well.
Kunle, do you agree with that? Kunle, final notes. Do you agree with that? We have about 1,971 views at this moment. It's interesting. Kunle, do you agree with this?
Well, for me, yes.
Your score prediction.
Okay, my score prediction is, I don't know, but I kind of see the game, just to counter what Shaya said, I think Morocco can actually match Portugal for 90 minutes. I mean, that game can be dragged all the way into extra time. So for me, I think I see the game probably ending in a draw in 90 minutes. What now happens from extra time, I can't really say. I think it might go either way from there. But I think I see the game ending in a draw in 90 minutes.
All right, guys, thank you so much. On this note, we are going to wrap up the show right now. Kunle, thanks for coming. My regards to everybody in Oshodi. How is it going down in Oshodi? I hope everything.
It's going very well.
All right, Kunle, thank you so much for showing up.
Thank you, boss.
All right, okay, what's going on there?
It's very cold. It's getting cold right here.
I'm sure it's very cold, no doubt about it. It's also cold here. I swear down. Very, very cold here. All right, thanks for showing up, Okwe.
My pleasure.
All right, Robbie, once again, it's going to be massive. The Twitter page
Definitely.
is flying up. It's flying. And I was
Thank
telling
you
you
very much.
something about Brazil being out. So many predictions
Yes.
about Brazil going to win. Oh, here we are right now. Brazil on the way home by tomorrow. They should be. What's the name of the capital of Brazil?
Rio de Janeiro.
Really? They should be there. They should be there by
Or
tomorrow.
Brasilia. I don't know which one it is. Either Rio de Janeiro or Brasilia.
All right. Thanks, Robbie. We'll see
All right,
tomorrow
thank you very
again.
much for
Loud
having
and
me.
clear. God's willing.
Sure.
All right, Shay. Thanks so much. Thanks for showing as well too. All right, people. I tell you, it's been massive. This World Cup is full of drama. No doubt about it. Drama. On to the next one. The match next right now. It's about this game. Quarterfinal, Netherlands versus Argentina. For me, Netherlands is going to shock Argentina, and my score prediction is going to be 1-0 to Netherlands. That being said, tomorrow cracker, look at this game. It's going to be live. Watch along. We're going to do it. And also this game, I'm talking about England versus France. We're going to do that. And also the game of the game for Africa, where all eyes will be on Morocco to do us proud. No doubt about it. Big up to all Moroccans. They're all behind you. Africa is behind you. Let's do this. It's going to be loud. Thank you once again, everybody. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Smash the like on the video. That content as well. This Dawn is signing out. Massive. Big up to everybody. Africa on the move. Can we do this? Can Morocco do this? Yes, we can. Bye for now.